Back again by popular demand, another chapter from What Do You Want? Today's chapter is titled Ride the Wave. Now, if you have an outline from class, underline or highlight any examples of the three bulleted items I'm about to say. And after reading, answer the guided reading questions and wait for further instruction. Here are your bulleted lists. Go with the flow, find a happy place, and take a load off your mind. Life, much like the crashing surf, can put you down and keep you there. You will panic, and you'll feel like you're drowning. You must fight to work your way through that situation with a level head and a solid plan A and plan B. And it really wouldn't be a bad idea to have a rough plan C. Thanks, Dad. The ability to ride the wave comes from the process of learning how to do it. Bottom line, you need to put in the work and know when to go with the flow. When I was a kid, I got to go to Florida a lot, and I loved trying to surf. A great joy was teaching my own sons how to read the ocean and anticipate the waves. As a kid on my own, I may have stood up on a board once or twice, but body surfing or boogie boarding was more my thing. I feel at home when I arrive at the ocean. I breathe, dig my toes into the sand, and stare off at the endless horizon. As a kid, I loved getting in the ocean and riding the waves. As an adult, I still do. I savor the mix of excitement, exhilaration, and anticipation. There is so much poetic balance that exists in the calm of the ocean between the waves. The Atlantic side of Florida is one of my top happy places in my life. I've come to realize over time that riding the waves in the ocean is an excellent analytical advice for life. As a kid, having fun, I was learning incredibly important life skills without even realizing it. Things can look enticing from a distance, but feel much different up close. The waves are fun, but they can hurt you. There are moments of exhilaration, fear, tension, stress, and complete tranquility. Once you get past the breaks of the waves, you reach a place of calm, and you can see the endless horizon. Let's break down that last paragraph and analogize some life skills. Which one sounds like you? Are you number one? Some people are completely too afraid to even enter the ocean. How about two? Some people try to get in, but only stay knee deep because the waves are too hard to get through. Then there's three. Some people got hurt once in the ocean and are reluctant to get back in again. Maybe you're number four. You find yourself staring off at the horizon once you've reached a calm place, only to realize you've drifted out to sea or way down the shore because you weren't paying attention. Or maybe you're number five. Some people pay no attention to any of the aforementioned scenarios and are full speed ahead, throwing their body into the waves regardless of riptides, beach warnings, or man-o'-wars. Remember, nearly everything about your experience in the ocean is temporary. Even the sand castles that took hours to build get washed away or trampled. If you aren't paying attention, opportunities can pass you by. If you aren't paying attention, you can easily get lost or into a tough situation. But in order to ride the waves, you gotta put in the work. It can be exhilarating and fun. Sometimes you crash. There's jellyfish, riptides, and other sea anomalies. One time I actually got stung by a jellyfish. I was 28 years old, and I had swam in the ocean hundreds of times prior to this. Oh, and this also happened to be the first time my wife, fiance at the time, was ever in the Atlantic Ocean. I made a mistake. I got reckless. I stepped into a trench I knew I shouldn't have stepped in, and I got stung. On a side note, my wife handled it well and has since swam in the ocean with me multiple times. And yes, being on a jellyfish sting does make the sting go away, but only temporarily. Moving on. Another time when I was about 11 or 12, a wave flipped me over, and I scraped my chin on the sand. I bled a lot, and I still have a patch on my chin where the beard doesn't grow in all the way. I turned my back on the ocean, right at the wave break, and I got taught a lesson by the sea. Along with these experiences, I must also mention for the record that I have swallowed far too much salt water in my lifetime. Now, every time that I get into the ocean, I have a choice. I can choose to focus on the 2 or 3 out of 1,000 times that I failed or got hurt, or I can say 99.9% of the time I'm in the ocean, it's awesome. Once you realize in your life that the anxiety and fear and butterflies are completely natural, you get more comfortable. You begin to realize that the anticipation is by far the worst part. Once you begin your challenge, things settle down and you gain experience. The more you experience positive results, the more confidence you gain. The more confidence you gain, the easier it becomes to overcome your initial anxiety. Even if you fail, it is a learning experience that you can improve upon the next time around. This should be easy, but sometimes things are easier said than done, especially when you're prone to negative thinking. The ocean, much like the rest of nature, can humble us and teach us about life in so many ways. I recall my grandfather teaching me that if a big wave was coming, to dive way down deep where the water was still. Even though there's a treacherous wave above you, if you dive down deep enough, you can find calm until the wave passes. For me, I can get so depressed and enraged that it ruins my entire day. Even if I want to, I cannot get past it. I need a major reset, like running or some type of exercise, a shower, a silent room. But in real life, that's not always a possibility. To make matters more frustrating, talking about it with someone, almost like a therapy session, makes me feel better. And after some time has passed, I feel almost euphoric. I get angry because it's so easy to feel good, but so difficult to get there when I need to the most. I have to remind myself to enjoy the wave until it crashes. I also try to remind myself to remember to dive deep into my soul, to find my inner calm when the waves seem insurmountable. I try to meditate every morning when I do yoga, and I find my inner calm and quiet and try to get myself balanced for the day. One of my favorite Thomas Jefferson quotes feeds this message. In matters of style, swim with the current. In matters of principle, stand like a rock. There's a lot to be said for going with the flow and riding the wave, or the current in Mr. Jefferson's analogy. In a sense, the common message is to learn to choose your battles wisely. Just be extra sure that you are not one of the casualties of war. Finding the balance between those is one of the tricks of life. To know what to do is to understand what you want and how your circumstances help, hinder, or impact your personal and collective quest. One bonus quote: every time I get into the ocean, I am reminded of these lyrics from the Incubus song, Wish You Were Here. When I first lay eyes on the ocean, they echo in my head. This song summarizes how I feel when I look at the ocean for the first time on a return trip. When I first heard this song, it spoke to my soul, because these lines in particular seemed as if Brandon Boyd was in my head when he wrote them. It says, I dig my toes into the sand. The ocean looks like 1,000 diamonds strewn across a blue blanket. I lean against the wind, pretend that I am weightless, and in this moment, I am happy. Happy. I wish you were here. Here's the takeaway. In order to ride the wave, you have to be willing to put in the work. You need to wade out into the surf and break through the initial waves. They can knock you over if you aren't ready, but it's worth it once you get out to the calm part of the sea. Then you wait. You anticipate the next wave rolling in and paddle into it to catch it. Sometimes you catch it and ride it all the way in. Sometimes you miss it. Wave crashes onto the shore without you. It's all right though, because another one is coming. Just be patient. Maybe you weren't supposed to catch that last wave anyways. Maybe the next one will be better. The best part is, you don't have to ride the waves all day, every day. If you need a break, get out of the ocean. Those waves are going to continue to come whether you're in there or not. They were crashing onto that shore long before you were here. And they're going to continue to crash long after you are gone. It's up to you when you want to get back in and catch the next wave. Just be willing to put in the work to catch the next one. Ride the wave and enjoy it while it lasts. Since we're quoting bands, I will segue into our next chapter with this one. Me, you wouldn't recall, for I'm not my former. It's hard when you're stuck upon a shelf. I change by not changing at all. Small town predicts my fate. Perhaps that's what no one wants to see. I just want to scream hello. My God, it's been so long. Never dreamed you'd return. But now, here you are, and here I am. Hearts and thoughts, they fade away. Eddie Vedder, Pearl Jam. The lyrics to this song are about an elderly woman in a small town who sees an old friend for the first time in years. For myself, it's as if I'm getting in touch with the answer to the question, what do you want? I need to get in touch with myself, and I know I need to make changes, but how? Anyways, that's the chapter called Ride the Wave. Thanks for listening, and if you have one of my handouts, fill it out. If not, check back. I'll keep reading to you if you keep listening. Until next time, good luck, and may the force be with you.